In the heart of the Balkans at the northwest corner of Greece, a boundary is drawn. The lines intersect near the center of Megali Prespa, one of two mountain lakes which give the region its name. It was here that Giorgos Catsadorakis first came in 1976 to research the unique bird and fish life in the region.
All the villages that are around these lakes are really separated from all the other world, and there is a feeling of being in this secluded area. And for many years, all the people living in this area were a little bit of everything. They were a little bit farmers, a little bit fishermen. They had a small number of animals, either cattle or goat or sheep. And this is how it worked for centuries.
These lakes are one of the oldest lakes of Europe, and that means that all fish species, the indigenous fish species, are endemic. Also, we have this important marshland area around the lake, which hosts a large number of birds.
In 1988, biologist Myrsini Malakou came to Prespa.
This is one of the most important places in Greek Prespa, because here we find the nesting and feeding areas of rare bird species like the Dalmatian pelicans. The Dalmatian pelicans were 10 years ago about 150 pairs, and now we have here the biggest colony in the world. We have more than 600 pairs.
Prespa's farmers knew the reeds around the lake served many uses. Pelicans' nests in summer became feed and construction materials in winter. Clearing the reeds once a year turned Prespa into a fish hatchery in the spring.
Burning the reeds is a very beneficial practice. In spring, these areas, clear of vegetation, were used by fish for spawning and, of course, by birds for feeding.
Nowadays, we are trying to revitalize some of these techniques. One of this is grazing. We reintroduced this small herd of buffaloes, and we are trying now to control the reed bed expansion.
Malakou and Catsadorakis don't view local farmers as intruders. They view them as nature's partners.
What I learned from him from the beginning is that biodiversity of Prespa depended upon man. So man and nature were in perfect balance, reinforcing each other.
That perfect balance had come under attack in 1965, with the first of three failed attempts to modernize the pastoral way of life in Prespa. Traditional farms where every family grew enough food for themselves were urged to plant cash crops. Water levels dropped as fertilizer and pesticide-intensive bean fields took over the marshland.
This was not discussed first with local people. It was imposed.
There were regulations that actually went against the best interest of the locals and also biodiversity.
In 1986, Greece entered the European Union. A new attempt to heal Prespa was a pilot project called the Integrated Mediterranean Programs.
The trouble is that these were just Mediterranean. They're neither integrated nor programs. These projects were never thought out in place, in contact with the local people, so that they could be useful and they could really have some long-term impacts.
With local families, Catsadorakis and Malakou established the Prespa Center for Man and Nature.
After some years, we succeeded to bring on the same table many different opinions.
Local people had lived in harmony with nature for a very long time, so Giorgos and Myrsini felt we should turn to that past to find solutions for the future.
In 1990, the pair helped establish the Society for the Protection of Prespa, which reintroduced water buffalo to control the reeds and worked with local people to initiate organic farming methods. In February 2001, the society made history when they united the governments of three neighboring countries to establish a transboundary park.
Actually, it happened very fast. We submitted the proposal on July 2000, and within 6 months, we had 3 prime ministers in our building.
It was really an amazing experience to be sitting in this building with the heads of state of 3 countries from the very troubled Balkan region.
Malakou and Catsadorakis, the water buffaloes and pelicans, brought about a watershed event, literally, in the political hotbed of the Balkans.
The society is 10 years now in Prespa, but we think that now we start the most important task.
And we hope that the Prespa Transboundary Park will make the efforts for conserving the values of Prespa more effective, and at the same time will bring people of the 3 countries closer to each other.
For outstanding environmental achievement in Europe, The 2001 Goldman Environmental Prize is awarded jointly to Myrsini Malakou and Giorgos Catsadorakis of Prespa, Greece.